What's up guys, Christos here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the 3 stocks that I'm going to be buying in the month of October and my exact reasons as to why I'm going to be doing it. Now, I personally think with the state of the stock market right now, it's really starting to produce some really great opportunities out there. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into the video. All right, so let's kick things off with my highest conviction stock right now, and that is Corsair. Now, if you watched my video yesterday where I actually talked about how I think the stock price in this company will actually double in the next month, you will already know my thoughts about this stock. However, if you didn't, long story short, I think this is a company that is ridiculously oversold right now, and it is also completely undervalued because if you didn't already know, it's currently trading at a PE ratio of about 16, which is actually really far below the market average. And I just think with this company, with its strong financials, unless I'm missing something ridiculously obvious, of course, then for this one, in terms of investing into it, it's a complete no-brainer at the moment. Just to touch on the growth of this company, we've seen some really positive results over the past year, and analysts right now are actually recommending or forecasting, a 10.5% growth in terms of a revenue point of view, and then a further 20.1% forecasted in the means of profit margin. Now, when it comes to talking about my buying strategy for Corsair, I bought 62 more shares of this company on the 30th of September, and that brings my total current position to 96 shares, I believe. I'll have to just double check and I'll throw that up on the screen for you as well. But like I said, it's probably not the biggest position, it is definitely not the biggest position that I hold in a stock, but it is a relatively new one and I'm still building out this position. My cost basis for this company is currently sat at $26.34, which I think is pretty good. And basically my strategy going forward for this month is that every single day that the price stays below my cost basis, I'm going to be buying that stock and bringing that cost basis down even more. In fact, I probably will be buying this stock pretty aggressively whilst it stays under $30. I did set that as a kind of price target about a month back, and I just think unless we see a U-turn in the general market, because I don't think we will, by the way, but obviously we're kind of on a bit of a downtrend right now, I think it's probably going to stay under $30 for the remainder of October, which of course brings us a lot of good opportunities. But nonetheless, that is the first stock that I am definitely going to be buying in October, and that stock is going to be Corsair. Okay, so the next company that I'm going to be investing into this month is going to be Disney stock. And basically, this is a stock that I started a position in around March time, and it's been a pretty rocky road since I got started. But one thing that I must say is that the future and my confidence in the future of this company hasn't been affected at all. I mean, come on, it's Disney after all. It's not like I'm making a ridiculously risky bet right now. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. But the reason I'm investing into it right now is because recently the world is now starting to open up. And over the past almost 2 years, let's say, Disney has been fighting against that fight because of the, I'm not going to say the exact word, the C word, let's call it. And this has really affected the stock price. One thing that has been going well for them, if people didn't actually remember, is that just before the pandemic started, Disney actually launched their Disney Plus service. And this revenue stream alone, I personally think has what it takes to compete with a company like Netflix. It's actually recommended to take over Netflix's subscribers in like 2025, I want to say. I have to bring up the exact kind of article that I read there, but this revenue stream has also been the main catalyst that has caused this stock to go up over 40% in the past 12 months. And once again, let's not forget that all of the other mainstreams like their parks and their movies have been running at a limited to zero capacity at times. So what I'm trying to say is, and just to wrap all of what I've just said up, is that I think with the reopening and the world going back to normal, when Disney gets all of their revenue streams firing on all cylinders and we see the result of that in their earnings, especially if Disney Plus continues to break subscriber records and continues to grow at the rate that it actually is, then I think this stock is really going to take off. One thing I have to say, by the way, I really do think a lot of people are sleeping on this company right now. Maybe it could be because the stock price is quite high already and it's not as exciting as a Corsair or something like that that could potentially maybe 5x in the future. But from my point of view, with this company, you are investing into one of the biggest businesses in the world. Let's just say that, number one, isn't going anywhere at all, really, is it? Like, can you imagine a world without Disney? I certainly can't. It's only going to keep growing. And then number two, like I mentioned, it almost feels like this company and their stock price has been like kept on a leash, because every time they post good numbers about Disney Plus, the stock price shoots up, but then we hear something about COVID. I just said it there, didn't I? But what then happens is that the stock price comes back down because of the confidence of the parks reopening. And I really think that just with so many of their revenue streams suppressed right now, when they actually get things all back to normal, people are really going to want to be going to Disney more than ever. And these other revenue streams are just going to thrive. And I just think this is going to show in their future earnings calls, which of course is going to push that stock price up. Now, in terms of my strategy, investing into Disney for this month, I'm looking to add a couple of shares to my position. I'm currently sat at 19, I believe, right now that I hold, and I would love to get it to maybe 25 whilst the price is still under $180. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have in terms of my strategy, and yeah, we'll see how I get on with that one. Now, my third and final company that I'm going to be buying this month may actually come as a little bit of a surprise to the longer viewers of this channel, but it's actually going to be Apple stock. Now, for me, Apple is probably the safest bet anyone can make in the stock market. It is a company that if someone asked me what to invest into and I didn't want to give them a riskier option, maybe like Corsair or something, that is going to be the company that I'm going to say. Once again, just like Disney stock, this isn't me sitting there reinventing the wheel, coming out with these hidden stocks. These are both very safe plays, but they are both companies that I think have been so suppressed in the last couple of months. We're really getting a nice opportunity to get that stock at a little bit of a cheaper price. So in terms of what I think about Apple as a company and going forward, I just think it can never lose, because at the end of the time, whenever it has any long-term issues about supplying their iPhones, because we always get it every year, there's always bad news about them not being able to make enough iPhones every year, and then they go ahead and break the record for new iPhone sales. And then like whenever a piece of competition comes along, which comes within an inch of their ridiculously large moat, by the way, they just go out and buy that company because they have so much goddamn money. I just think it's such a safe investment, and I just think with the stock price a little bit down right now as it is, it's almost like you're getting a 10% discount on this company. And for the investor that is looking 10 to 15 years in the future, this only screams out an opportunity to get that stock at a cheaper price. Now, when it comes to talking about my strategy for investing into Apple, one thing I normally do every single month is invest roughly £1,500 into my S&P ETF. But what I'm actually going to do this month is actually put that on pause and simply see how many Apple shares I can get for that same amount. Anything left over, I'll likely grab and invest into Corsair or Tattoo Chef or something like that. But that is pretty much my strategy with Apple. I'm just going to get £1,500, like I say, see how many shares I can get within my Stocks and Shares ISA, because this is a dividend paying stock and it is a long-term one for me in the future. So I'm not going to be putting that in my Trading 212 account. It's very much going into the long-term Stocks and Shares account. And yeah, we'll just see where we end up in 10 to 15 years when I build up more of a position into this company. So they are the three stocks that I am going to be investing into. I plan to invest around a total of $3,000 in the market over the next 3 weeks, but I'm still holding some cash back right now because the market is in such a weird state right now, and I think there could be some more dips over the next coming weeks. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. The only other thing that I have to mention is that if you haven't joined my free investing Discord group yet, then there is going to be a link in the description down below for you to go and check that out. It is 100% free. There are no catches at all, and we talk all things investing. So investing into different companies, ETFs, even cryptos and NFTs. There is a channel for pretty much anything to do with investing in there. So make sure you get yourselves in there. Other than that, drop a like on the video if you did find this useful, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.